The New York Daily News and a lot of the New York media and some of the television networks. New York Daily News reporting that the Empire State Building shooter. You heard about this? Okay. New York Daily News reporting the Empire State Building shooter did indeed kill his boss. Well, he was fired yesterday. He went out there and he killed his boss. I wonder if Obama's constant warfare on bosses and so forth might have led this guy to pull the trigger.
And now, from sunny South Florida, it's Open Line Friday.
Oh, you ought to see the faces of the people on the other side of the glass. Oh, no. Rush, you didn't really say that we got time on the delay that... No, Rush. Oh, you didn't really say... Yes, I said it, and we're not going to bleep it out. I'll guarantee you, the last time there was a shooting in New York, who did the mayor blame it on? Tea Party people that didn't like health care, right? Gabby Giffords, you name it. The shooting out in Colorado, Brian Ross, Tea Party did it. Well, here you got a guy shooting his boss for being fired. Who's out there ripping bosses to shreds every day? Who's out there ripping businesses to shreds every day? And who's out there killing jobs every day? So, yes, we're trying to illustrate absurdity by being absurd. The absurd way the news media, the rest of the left, try to capitalize and politicize any terrible crime that they think they can associate with Republicans or conservatives. We've seen it time and time again. So, why not give them a dose of their own medicine here? You think Obama, think the Democrats have any blood on their hands with this shooting today? Don't be frightened in there on the other side of the glass. It isn't any big deal. By the way, Mayor Doomberg went out there, immediately stressed the shooting had no relation to terrorism. And that's how we know that the alleged perp can't be connected to the Tea Party, because people like Doomberg and the Democrats think the Tea Party's a bunch of terrorists. Yep, did kill his boss. So Obama's constant class warfare, could it be a factor? Might it be a factor? The Democrat Party and all this fear they're putting in people's hearts and minds. How are you, folks? Great to have you with us. It is Friday, Open Line Friday here on the EIB network. There's a lot of reasons why we do Open Line Friday, and that is to give everyone, no matter how uninformed, a chance to ask the host anything. A question that might begin their journey to becoming a better informed citizen, a better voter. That's what we're here to do. It's a golden opportunity. Monday through Thursday, you have to talk about things I care about. If you don't get in the air, unless you trick Snurdly, which is getting increasingly easier to do. But on Friday, it doesn't matter what you want to talk. I don't care if I care about it or not. You have your chance. Telephone number is 800-282-2882, and the email address, lrushbaugh@eibnet.com. We don't know. I don't know whether or not the Empire State Building shooter used a legal gun or not. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a good question. Did he have a 32-ounce soda in his hand when he pulled the trigger? Or, more importantly, had he maybe consumed a 32-ounce soda in the hours preceding the dastardly deed? These are important questions the mayor of New York City needs to look into. He could have been a celebrity. Very easy for celebrities, politically connected people to get gun permits in New York City. You just never know. By comparison, folks, at least 19 people were shot in Chicago last night. 19 people. There were 15 homicides in Chicago last week. And Chicago probably has the second or third most stringent gun laws after New York City and D.C. And the mayor of Chicago, the godfather, Rahm Emanuel, is now all for building casinos in the city. He says they want to do it for the kids. They want to build the casinos for the children, and they want to get the gangbangers to stop shooting the children, the gangbangers to start shooting other people. Lance Armstrong, what to make of this? I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you know me. I think if you wait long enough, you will detect politics in everything. Now let's do a quick comparison. When Roger Clemens was accused of doping, the sports media turned on him like that. He was guilty. He lied to Congress, they needed to throw him away and throw away the key at the same time. They were just, I'll never forget it. I thought Clemens was this beloved sports figure, but when this happened, the media turned on Clemens. Now, it'd be interesting to watch the media deal with Lance Armstrong and how they react to this. But, it won't take long. In fact, we got a couple sound bites from the CBS early morning show today. That, in fact, let's play those. Let's get those out of the way. It was Charlie Rose talking to Bicycling Magazine editor-in-chief Peter Flax about Lance Armstrong dropping his challenge against charges that he used performance-enhancing drugs. I tell you, Lance Armstrong is a hero to millions of people. He wasn't supposed to survive testicular cancer. His percentage chances were single digits. He got involved with the doctors. He learned everything he could about it. He overcame that and goes on to win 7 Tours de France, a number of other championships. He has passed over 500 tests of urine, blood, other bodily fluids, precious and otherwise. Some of these tests have been random when he didn't know they were going to. He's passed every test. And here comes this agency that they say it's not a government agency, it's just a private sector nonprofit, but I'm not sure that it doesn't have ties to the government. And they have been after Lance Armstrong and practically every other winner of the Tour de France and other bicycling events. In Armstrong's case, I think since 1999, they have been after him. And then yesterday, Armstrong finally, I'm not going to go to arbitration. I'm not fighting anymore. To hell with it. And so the immediate question is, well, what does that say? What is the most natural conclusion? And sadly, the most natural conclusion is he's guilty. He's going to stop fighting it. The next phase of the Armstrong battle with this agency was to go to arbitration. And that's what he's not going to do. And he said, look, I'm tired. I'm tired of putting my family through this. I'm tired of putting myself through this. I don't know what more I can do. He claims they've got no evidence. They are pursuing him even in retirement. And so many people think it's a witch hunt. Many people... I'll tell you, folks, let me go out a little bit on a limb here. If you look at what's going on at Penn State University, we had the story a couple of weeks ago about how the entire university might lose its accreditation over what happened with Sandusky and the football program. If it loses its accreditation, it may as well close up shop. There's no reason to exist if an education from Penn State is said to be worthless. Now, the Louis Freeh report at Penn State indicted everybody from Joe Paterno to Spanier to every underling in the president's office to football coaching staff and so forth. Prior to this, and that statue of Paterno at the stadium, and there was nobody with a more impeccable reputation for integrity than Joe Paterno. And now Paterno passes away, and whatever reputation he had, if it's not in tatters, it's seriously questioned. Paterno politically was a very conservative guy. I never told anybody this. But after each of my books came out, I received requests for autographed copies from Coach Paterno. I never met him. I never spoke to him. But I remember the first book I autographed. I couldn't believe that Coach Paterno wanted my autograph, wanted to read my book. I just said, it's an honor to sign this to you. Blah, blah, blah. He was for all of his career, and for a few months after his death, he was impeccable. Now it's gone. His reputation in tatters, finished. Louis Freeh he can't fight back, but of course that's true. But even when he was alive, he was doing his best to fight back. And I don't want anybody to misunderstand. I'm not trying to say they didn't do anything here. This whole Sandusky thing is sordid, and in itself, it's despicable. But they're trying to make it out like Paterno was Sandusky. And that I don't believe. So you have this great, impeccable reputation now totally destroyed. Not partially, totally destroyed. Somebody worth looking up to gone. I do believe that there are forces that want to tear down such people. Oh, we see it every day. I mean, part and parcel of the purpose of the United States media is to build people up. You've heard this yourself. Build people up and then eventually tear them down. It's why, ladies and gentlemen, I may inject myself personally here, something I very rarely do. It is why I have studiously, and I've made the point to you many times, I have studiously avoided any opportunity to let the media have anything to do with my success. The media didn't make me, meaning you don't listen to this program because way back long ago the media said, wow, this is a great show, this is a funny guy. You know what? You need to be listening. And they weren't doing daily, weekly, positive profiles of me. You listen here because you found the program on your own or however you found it, and you listen to it, you like it, it's a good show, it provides you whatever you want, and that's it. And because of that, the media can't tear it apart. But they try. Doesn't stop them from trying. You know the drill. Now we have Lance Armstrong, somebody who is universally respected by people for overcoming incredible odds. If there was doping in cycling, he clearly wasn't the only one. Somebody won those Tour de France races. And there were witnesses that Lance Armstrong won them. They haven't found one bit of evidence he doped. It's just supposition. And you've got people, oh, I have no question. I have no doubt that he doped. There's no evidence of it. So here's somebody else that's in the process of being ripped to shreds that a lot of people admired and looked up to. Now, Armstrong's not conservative, at least as far as anybody knows. He's not, I don't know that he's actively political in any way, but culturally he'd be closer tied with the pop culture left than he would with anybody else. Doesn't matter, they're still after him. But then when he stops the fight, it's only natural to conclude that there must be something there. Oh, it is. It is a personal vendetta. That's my point. It's a personal, if it's not a professional vendetta against success, against achievement, rip it down, tear it apart. As it happens to people in our culture every day. Media rips people apart after building them up. It's how small people make themselves feel big. It's how small, irrelevant people make themselves feel like they matter, is to disqualify the achievements of others. Or to criticize them, or to destroy them. It's the only way that these little people can build themselves back up or make themselves feel like they're something. But then, on the other hand, Armstrong is dropping the fight. And the only natural conclusion is that this is what most people are concluding, he's guilty. But some are saying they don't care. Everybody else did it. And since everybody else was doing it, he might have been doing it, it was all fair because everybody was doing it. There, Floyd Landis, a couple other people that won the Tour de France have been found to be doping, but they haven't found it on Armstrong. Let's get these audio sound bites. Peter Flax, Bicycling Magazine editor-in-chief, talking with Charlie Rose, who said, is there any doubt, Peter, that he in fact used these doping products?
I'm absolutely convinced that he did, but I'm also convinced that he is the victim of a witch hunt, and there's no justice possible here. The legacy is being shaped on Bicycling's Facebook page, hundreds and hundreds of comments, and I'd say 95% of them are pro-Lance, people communicating their support for him. He is guilty, but in a lot of people's eyes, he's still an inspiration. He still won those Tours de France, and it takes some time to see how this all plays out.
Now, here's this guy. I'm absolutely convinced he did dope. I'm absolutely convinced. Has anybody ever seen any evidence? Some of you have to help me out. I don't know if there's any evidence. I'm not aware of it. I got to take a break. There's one more soundbite that goes with this. We'll get to it when we get back.